the tourism industry is changing as we are discussing here, debating our concerns. Okay? And thank you for listening.
Mahananda Charise to award her with token of love, and Capacity sir to assist on this. If possible, we are thinking of having all the presentations in this hall as we are ahead of our scheduled time. The next presentation will be on spiritual tourism and will be delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Anne Suware Aston. Before calling her here, let me quickly brief on her biography. Associate Professor Anne Suware Aston is the Associate Dean for Administration at the National Institute of Development Administration, NIDA, Bangkok, Thailand, specializing in wellness tourism development, destination branding and hospitality marketing. She holds a PhD in hospitality from the University of Queensland, Australia in 2010. With a strong academic and research background, she has won prestigious awards including the Best PhD Paper Award 2010 and Best Paper Award in 2019, followed by different other awards. Dr. Aston has published extensively on topics such as spiritual tourism, hotel restaurant co-branding and human resource management in leading tourism journals. She has also directed multiple research projects funded by national and international organizations, including studies on quality spa tourism and international retirement migration. As a faculty member at NIDA since 2012, she has contributed significantly to tourism education and policy. Previously, she held academic positions in New Zealand at Wairiki Institute of Technology and Southern Institute of Technology. Additionally, she has authored books and book chapters on tourism branding and elephant conservation. Her expertise and contributions continue to shape the global discourse on tourism and hospitality management. Let's give a big round of applause for her presentation.
Conference very unique. There is not many conferences that I have been through. We have combined both with the industry and the academic. The second thing I can see that you'll be success in developing the sustainable tourism. The reason that academic cannot go alone, industry cannot go alone. The industry accepts the academic and that part of the policies and then the planning that we can do. I'm very glad to be here. I have been to Nepal many times, and I call Nepal is my second home. I almost cannot be here. Yesterday, after I took off Bangkok, the earthquake in Bangkok near my home. So thank you so much. I think God loved me and to be here and to share my research. So as the introduction, today I would like to share about the new product that we can do in Nepal. And everywhere I go, if you may know and go back to have a look, I already promote Nepal many times, many years. Because I see the potential of resources, environment, and that activities that I promote is about wellness tourism. And that the most important thing of wellness is we need to be sustainable. We need the environment. We need the local resources. And also we need the human being to do that. Wellness tourism cannot be replaced by AI. First of all, we have to think about ourselves that what role we want to take. So, what is wellness tourism? Today what I will cover. Maybe I will give you a little bit of idea what does it mean by wellness tourism. I have been to many countries and I'm talking about wellness tourism. Each country have own unique, from Australia, Mongolia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and many more. So wellness tourism actually in Thailand is a top priority to be developed. We are urgent, need to do that. From the past several years, I have done my research since 2017, before the COVID-19. At that time, I interested about wellness because my own health. And I'm thinking, what can I do for myself to develop myself first before you can go to develop others. If you don't have your good health, how can you go to develop others? And that's my opinion. So since that then, I have over 15 PhD students doing wellness topic under different specific of the wellness umbrella. So what today, I am not going to teach you. Very high respect to everyone here. I'm just sharing my research, my book chapter that I wrote with my colleagues, my publication that I have been published over the several years. And that evident enough that I will consolidate all those findings and sharing with you. You don't have to do activities as I do. What I want to do is I want you to understand about how can we present a destination wellness in Nepal. And that's my priority. So for the last several years, I've been to Nepal. I stay 1 month. I actually got to learn about to become a yoga teacher, master yoga teacher, and doing my research project as well as published paper, yoga tourism, adventure for wellness tourism, spiritual tourism, and others many more under the wellness tourism. So basically, wellness is about the people, the lifestyle. You need to maintain yourself. I'm not talking about medical tourism. I'm talking about how can we maintain ourselves. We're sitting there on the chair and the counter with the computer. Has anyone here this morning, you've been for a walk? I always ask the audience. Has anyone here, before you get up, you do meditation? And that is about well-being. So wellness tourism is about the people are travel, they want to have their well-being, they want to participate in the activities that talking about wellness activities. What are they? So here is my model. I call 4 S's that is being published in some of the book and journal. When we read about wellness tourism, you always confused. What is wellness tourism? What are the activities? I think they're all near you, but you did not realize that. Wellness activities is for my model. I divide into 4 S's. Easy to remember. The first one is about spa, beauty, maybe therapy, and massage. The second one, I'm talking about sport for health, leisure, recreation, adventure, Thai boxing, for example. The third S may be slow food tourism. Maybe this one very new to you. You really think, what does it mean by slow? Should I eat slow or I walk slow? It's opposite fast food. Slow food tourism concept is not new at all. There was many years that had been do research. And then one of my PhD students, she doing this project and there are paper published about how to develop destination brand image for slow food tourism, a case study in Thailand. The last one is about spiritual tourism. The last S, spiritual tourism, is one of the most important. Nowadays we have stress. Many times you are in academic life, right? Some of you maybe require the paper. You have to publish paper, you have to get the scopus. You have to do the project, you have to teach the student. Life balance, mental well-being disorder sometimes. Your clothes dirty, how can you clean? You put in the washing machine, right? How about if our mind dirty? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean dirty. Your mind with a lot of puzzle, working, family, financial, all sorts of that mind thinking. How you clean your mind? You shove the head off and clean? That's very hard, right? This is the most important thing. We need to know how we can have our mental well-being in place. So today I will give you some case study. All of this I have case study. I have done my research and have been published. So I will bring up some of the case and I give you some suggestion. 4Ss is the product that Nepal should be put together. You are a stakeholder, you should know that how can we manage, how can we build our staff. The gap that I found, many places, the people don't understand the concept, even in Thailand. When I talk about wellness in Thailand, they think about spa, massage, they think about pray night temple. This is Thailand. The rest of that, they have no idea. When you talk about healthy food, they just say, give you the salad. They have no idea about a sport can turn into the spa. They have no idea about how can we make adventure tourism as a traditional to become wellness adventure tourism. You have many good resources here. I promote Nepal everywhere I go, more than Thailand. Because you have resources. You have the world destination. You're already in there, but you don't know the concept yet. How can we propose that, make them easy to understand? So, I think I have half an hour. I will give you two types of the market if you think about who will be your customer. There are two types only. The primary wellness is the people go 100%, they're looking for the activities that they can maintain themselves, that they can enjoy life, 100% they go there just for health. The second is the person who go for business, education, any other purposes, but they like to participate in some kind of activities that they're talking about wellness. And the second one is the mall. So many market now, we can have a research on that. So they are young, they are 50, 18, retirement. And those people are looking for that. Especially now in Thailand, we focus on the Middle East. If we are here thinking about specific market, we need to respond to that. Some of my students, they just came from Saudi Arabia. They have money. They want to go to the quality, but there is no guarantee about Muslim, about the core of the discipline. And those kind of things that is still a lot of way to make a destination become sustainable. So there are some of the statistics about the market. You know why Southeast Asia is a golden trend for the wellness. You know what we have, and the Western they don't have. They have the good resources, they were educated, but one thing that they don't have is our culture as an Asian culture. We have respect, we have warm welcome, we have authentic way of life, and that is touch the people heart. So the Asia Pacific it will be increasing for the people who come here, and the cost living is cheaper. They flew the way from the way to the other side of the world. They stay here. They extend it for 30 days easy. So I would say that if we will focus on develop wellness activities, you will be able to get so many more. You don't have to do anything. You just use the resources that you have. I tell my students many times, travel agent, hotel owners, many more. If you do wellness product development, you develop only once. Example, if you're gonna open the yoga studio, you don't go to buy all ingredient every day. You do the restaurant, you buy ingredient every day, right? Wellness tourism, you open the studio, you have meditation, you have all others activities. Human, we need the person who's skilled. The more you teach, the more you get the skill. You don't have to buy ingredient every day. Investment in wellness is the best investment, in my opinion. We use human. We need to develop local. Wellness for my concept, I'm not include medical tourism. Because medical tourism is involved with the doctor, hospital, is too rich, too far to reach. But for the wellness that I said, 4 of the S's, anyone can do that. Anyone can develop. Only understand the concept. Only train your staff. Only build knowledge to them. These are some of my research projects. I have interviewed one of the famous monk. What he said, when we will develop spiritual tourism, the leadership is most important. What does it mean by spiritual tourism? We don't do any magic. In my opinion, spiritual tourism is 2 of the spiritual. One is related to religion. The second one is spiritual retreat that non-religion involved. The activities, for example, yoga, Reiki, sound healing. I will go a little bit quick. Sound healing, and maybe you do some of meditation. Here are some of the conceptual framework strategy that have been published in the book chapter. We can go to have a look. I won't go through that, we won't have time. Yoga tracking, wellness tourism, yoga tracking in Himalaya. Everywhere I promote that, the people want to come to Nepal. Some of them say, Professor, I cannot walk. What can I do? I want to get a photo like that. I said, okay, go to high helicopter, $700. You just land there and then you do the yoga and then you go home. That is amazing of the picture. I show everyone, they want to do that. Can they say, Professor, we can not walk too far and can they get the photo like that? I said, yeah, we can, come. This is a package, people want it. I've been to Mongolia, I showed this photo, the people said, I want to have that photo like that, but I don't want to walk. How can we provide the program for them? Recently, I'm doing a project about wellness event. We organize a workshop, get them to stay in the resort 2 days, 2 nights, 3 days. Provide a workshop, we do detox. We talk about laugh yoga. We talk about all sorts of those workshops. The people go home happy. Recently, I've just done that in Chiang Mai. And this package is $150 per person for 2 days, 3 nights. In the morning, you could go to do yoga. You go to do meditation. You go to learn about Ayurvedics. We invite all those people come. They love it. Many international tourists in Chiang Mai go into this place and stay there and then they enjoy life. And this is a trend. I can see that because we have done so many but still need more stakeholders to provide this program. This is just shows some of my experience for the last few years. I came to Nepal. I do trekking with Nepalese monk, only me there, and was that amazing. Many people want to do that. Professor, when are you going to do that program? I want to go with you. And I cannot go. I will tell someone here, stakeholders, do it, provide it, brand that. You have to brand destination. Actually, you have everything there, you just brand it. This is my last trip, go to EBC. I showed this everywhere around the world. I said I was in Nepal and I was do trekking. I enjoyed that and many people are interested. Another activity is sound healing. I think they are not new at all in Nepal, But when I tell many people I went to Vietnam, many people are interested. And I do the workshop. Most of them is professor, PhD student especially. I will go quickly. And this is in Vietnam. We have practical, we have academic. Most of them sitting here is the conference delegate. They are there, they like to enjoy, they like to have a relaxing after they present the paper. We are as stakeholders, we can provide this program in anywhere, in the conference, in your destination. Take them out, and then you can sell them as a package. This is after they finish their presentation before the gala dinner. No one want to go gala dinner. They just want to attend the yoga and sound healing. I also do the karma when I went to Mongolia. After I ride him, I said, okay, come on, I will heal you. Then listen peacefully. Another thing that I like to introduce is forest bathing. We're doing some research about that. Nothing new at all, what I say. The part of the spiritual tourism is you're healing yourself. Nowadays, people have lack of nature. And many places no forest for them. Nepal, one of the world destinations, you have many places. You can take them to do forest bathing. Forest bathing actually is started in Japan. The doctor write a prescription to some of the patients. You need to go to do forest bathing. Something that maybe we did not realize that. What we need is the instructor. What we need is the leader. What we need is about understanding. So what can we do? We go in there, when I introduced to the professor in India, I was a keynote speaker a few years back. Most of these people are very high profile, professor, CEO, very rich person. We take them to do the forest bathing, and they enjoy that, and they say that, I thought that you take me to the forest and then you shower me. They are the activities. We can learn that. We can put it in the program. We can do it easy. We take them to the forest. Another big market, if you like to focus, is, like I said, the Middle East. This is one of my PhD student. She's doing her halal-friendly tourism. How can we do the activities without against the religion? When I said about meditation, when I said about yoga, and you know what the first reaction? I said, oh no, I'm not going because of religion, I cannot do that. I said, come in my session, nothing about religion. So this study proved that you can organize yoga, you can do meditation, you can do sound healing, you can do forest bathing, a spiritual retreat, without any offense. Any religion can participate. So I won't go through the details, but maybe we can have a look from the slides. I will give it to you. As I said now, the market in Saudi Arabia is very high spending. They want to spend, but they don't have the place for them to go. They want to feel comfortable. So this study we're doing about halal-friendly tourism in a non-Muslim country. And this is the model. It will be published soon, already accepted, after I've been through about 6 months, changing and correcting. So how can they organize halal-friendly, faith-based tourism for the Muslim people? How is the stakeholders who are non-Muslim country, you can make business, you can make the money from this group of the people. You don't have to be Muslim, you can get money from Muslim people. You just only know about that. They are here of the outcome. For example, you need to follow faith-based of the Muslim friendly, need to have, good to have, and nice to have. Need to have is you must follow the Muslim rule, for example, food, prayer room, washroom. Good to have is about you need to provide something that they are daily life they're doing that. For example, Ramadan. When they finish, you can give them the service. You can take them to the mosque. You can prepare something for them. Nice to have, I would say, that added value. Give them extra services. If they want to go to join the spa, we have babysitter for you. We have the facility for you. And this kind of thing. So I think I will leave this, okay? I cannot go through the whole lot. This will be our new paper, will be published. Another thing that slow food tourism, as I said, many of us have wrong idea about healthy food. You think only about organic. You think only about clean food. But for my thinking, it's about sustainable, good, clean, fair. The concept of slow food is about good, clean, fair. Good means that it's tasty. You need to bring local dishes on the table. Each country will have unique dishes. How can you help local? This is sustainable. How can we help them to bring their own unique and proud? You have the culture sustainable. Clean is mean sustainable help in preserve rather than destroy environment. All the food have to come from the environment that is sustained. Fair. What does it mean? You don't take advantage of farmer. You don't take advantage of your staff. Supplier, customer, you need to be fair. And that is a concept of slow food tourism, not only about taste. The whole overall is about sustainable. Also, you do your local ethnic culture. There are some of the paper have been published talking about how we develop that, and I will go skip that. I have 3 minutes left. And these are some of the case study that we conduct in Thailand, and we have the paper published. And thank you to Professor Michael. He is one of our co-authors. We're working very hard. How can we develop adventure as a traditional adventure tourism into wellness adventure? When I talk these people to some people against my idea, how come adventure will be wellness? It's very dangerous, risky. That is not wellness. I'm just thinking, if you take them to the Himalaya walk, you feed them good food. You just do detox, social, no phone. When you walk, you not destroy environment. You bring your rubbish back. In the morning, take them to do meditation. When I do my yoga tracking, when I walk into Everest Base Camp, after I walk and tired, my guru said, "And do yoga." I said, "Oh, I'm tired. I want to just stay, do nothing." But you know what? When he made me do the yoga, it's so released, stretching. And then when I finished, he said, "Okay, let's go." Actually, you don't have to go to the top mountain like that. Look at the ability of your tourists. Are they mild, are they medium, or are they extreme? We can provide the program to them. Add this up. I have been delivered research to the small business in Thailand, 10 provinces, by Thailand Tourism Council. The small business, they try to do that because they have their own backyard. They have the durian farm, organic farm. So here is some of the model. How can we develop? And then those people receive wellness attribute. How can we make them realize? So I won't go to all of that. We maybe have some other times. So in my conclusion, there are some key address that I would like to leave here. You don't have to be the yoga expert. You don't have to be the sound healing the person. But how can you consolidate and make this a branding, wellness in the whole? I have not seen that very clear, but I know you do. Like now when I came back to the airport, yoga international class, and then the wellness. Sometimes the people did not realize that. How can you take that into your own hand, create your own brand? Second thing is maybe you talk about target market. The person who are above 50, there are realization about life. When they have sickness, when they have health problems, they're looking for something to improve their health. Another thing is, I think we need to educate, that Professor Virginia said. We need to educate who? Stakeholders. Understand their backyard is a goal. Understand that their skill, you need to understand. Educate them, practice them, one time only. Wellness product service is very, very cheap to invest, but a lot of investment, a lot of profit. You know why? The people go enjoy, they don't go one time, right? Oh, I go to this studio, I love it. They're coming back. That is a return. Intention to revisit are higher. You not just try one because you sit in a cup as long as you not quit your job, right? How can I not pain my back, my lower back, my shoulder? You have to quit your job. As long as you're still working, you will repeat pain. They will go back to the center. They're going there, they have their own social, they have their own therapy. And my final for today, I think that Nepal is already a success. Only we put together and be brand as a wellness destination. Thank you for listening. For my research, I think the most important thing is we create a leader. We need the leadership. If we don't have someone to lead, what I mean the leader, you don't have to be the yoga teacher. I mean that you know how to put together and we create a leader. If you're gonna do the spiritual tourism, you need to find someone that real authentic. When I talk about yoga in Thailand, more than 95% they think that it is exercise. And I said, no, yoga is not exercise. They say, you don't understand that. When you go to the gym, the people just do the pose and they're just gone. They don't have even the complete set that I have learned in here. The second thing is, I think we need to educate those people about tourism. As I've been to many times in Nepal, one thing that one of the lecturer asked me, compared to Thailand and Nepal, what we need to be improved. And you know my answer? You have nothing to improve, but you go to the right point. For example, you already have resources. How can we use that? Your people very authentic, very warm welcome. I get a very warm welcome from the immigration. Feel very good. And that we already have in our blood. Service quality in our blood. How can we make that sustain? The most important thing, the sustainable. How can people love to do your job? Some people go to work as a gym, they just want the money. When I ask them, what did you go to teach here? Oh, I just want money. I can do anything, I just want money, and then they leave. And that is not get into your heart. So why I said, the most important thing of wellness is about you have to be well-being in yourself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. This is a wonderful lecture and the paper research. We learned a lot from your study. And my query, during your whole research, where you were conducting your work, did you feel that tourists will have culture shock and a culture confusion regarding to have or having slow food and the slow drink? Because you didn't talk about locally distilled wine and the fermented beer in the study of Nepal Himalayas. And as far as my experience is concerned, many international tourists will have only 3 spoons of rice, 3 spoons of rice. And the owner will ask, how did you feel our food? Oh, this is wonderful. This is really tasty. But they will just, they will have CI to eye. Oh, this is Navajo food. Wonderful. Oh, thank you very much. Quite delicious. And they will take only 3 spoons of rice. So I was quite confused, though I teach slow food to my students, there is no doubt at all. But the confusion, or it is a shock, whether you will love slow food, but the majority of the tourists will say that I am having problem after having slow food. Did you think anything about the problem that you faced or experienced?
Thank you. First of all, you asked me about where I conduct my research. In Thailand, we have the market we call organic market, or we call like a slow food market. They have the association. They have the club, association club. We went there to talk to them. We asked them about what they think about the food, how they perceive about the slow food. So in my opinion, slow food is not only about you eat and have a good taste, but how can you bring your local culture dishes into the table and showcase to the tourists? The first is very hard. The first is very hard to change the habit. So this is why I said it's a long-term development and sustainable. If you want to try the Nepalese food, if you want to learn Nepalese foods, you have to come back. Maybe you're not changed, I mean you never change, but every time when they come, the people say, I cannot eat Nepalese food, and I said, I enjoy that. So you have to get the person who have the right mind, open mind, the people who have environmental mastery. What I mean is, anywhere you go, you always happy. Everywhere you go, you always can survive. How can you make happy in the worst situation? How can you see negative situation turn into positive? First of all, we need to change our attitude, change our habit. So what I said, the most important thing of wellness tourism is to change yourself. Change yourself of attitude, change yourself of habit. Do you do yourself something good today? And after that, you will understand that. And those who never open their mind, they never open. We have to leave them there. Can someone help me to answer? Slow, but maybe we don't put it in the slow food. I think you can drink, in Australia, we drink wine as like water. You know why help us? 1 glass a day, help with your heart. But don't have too many.
It has to be red.
It has to be the red. Thank you so much for the question, Professor. Thank you so much for listening.
So as we talked all very well, now it's time
This
for...
is the time of panel discussions, so that I am requesting all esteemed panelists who are Professor instead of Devraj Adhikari, Professor Dr. Pushkar Bajracharya, please, I request you to come to the stage. And Associate Professor Michael Apollo, Institute of Earth Sciences, University of Celsius in Katowice, Poland, and LA University, USA. Okay, the next esteemed scholar is Dr. Krishna Chandra Devkota, Vice Chair of Gandaki Policy and Planning Commission. Please take your seat, sir. And the next panelist is Mr. Ganesh Bhattrai, Senior Tourism Entrepreneur. I'll go chair. You will take seat there. So, today's panelist topic is Prospects of Sustainable Tourism Development in Nepal. So, altogether, we will spend an hour, and the discussions will be divided into 4. Each and every individual panelist will be given for 5 minutes first, and after then we will take a round for another 5 minutes each, and then there will be floor questions will be open for the floor for 10 minutes. So here we are going to spend 50 to 60 minutes for this discussion. So I will start from Professor Dr. Bajracharya, and I request him to speak on the given topic, that is sustainable development practices. He might include some sort of education in Nepal regarding sustainable development education. Thank you, Professor.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kumar. I'm not going to talk about sustainable education because tomorrow morning we are going to have that discussion, and so, but I'm purely going to talk about tourism mainly, not even sustainability. Afterwards, obviously a little bit about sustainability. And naturally, there is a lot of things to share about and talk about, but since there is only 5 minutes, I'm not going to do it. So only in the bullets, I would like to share some of my thoughts, including a few suggestions for sustainable tourism development. First, tourism in Nepal started on an ad hoc basis. When Mount Annapurna was conquered, one of the peaks here in the Annapurna region itself, and the first peak above 8,000 meters by any human being in the world. Mountain tourism started 50s. Then the hippies suddenly come to Nepal and Goa, two places in the Asia. And suddenly, then we thought, oh, Nepal has tourism potential, so drafted the Master Plan 72. For example, in Pokhara, the first any work therein was done in 1978 only, though Prince Vasundhara had already established during the late 60s fiscal laws, looking at the visibility, seeing the visibility, or having the very right vision of it. So the problem is, why I am saying this, since it started on an ad hoc basis, we do not so far have a proper planning, policy, and approaches for its true development. The first policy, apart from whatever we have written in the plans, because I myself have written in the plans once or twice. But apart from that, 2005 policy, now being revision 2025 only. So the government is behind, the private sector always led the development of tourism in this country. But we have not been, and they have been innovative as well, absolutely no doubt, whether by learning from others or not. But the problem here is three. For example, one, we keep on creating time and barriers, sometimes politically, sometimes by the people, sometimes externally, sometimes by others. And only one, let me give you one example only for that. This morning, Dr. Devraj Adhikari said, in 2023, 1 million tourists visited this country. In 2019, 1.297 million visitors have already visited. COVID came and all this, it declined. So in 1998, Visit Nepal year, extremely successful. December 13, 1999, the year in the Indian Airlines plane was hijacked, suddenly tourism collapsed. Civil war happened, tourism collapsed. So we are always trying to bring it up. So we have, and we say we have to promote, we want to promote the tourism, but we put a lot of restrictions. Restaurants can't take the order after 9:30 or something like that. There are so many. On the one hand, you want to restrict it. On the other hand, you want to promote tourism. Very contradictory things. And I have one solution to that. But I want to give one example. When Joseph Castro became the president of the Cuba, replacing his brother, what happened is, he opened up tourism, And even today, if you go at the beaches and sit, rum will be incessantly supplied free of cost by government of Cuba, even today. Here we restrict everything. So what are the solutions? Some kind of zoning is compulsory. Even I have heard in Pokhara that these tourism businessmen have benefited. What is there for us? We have also to survive. That is why different kinds of activities contributing to tourism, not contributing to it, all combined. Second, so zoning, some kind of a zoning. I'm not saying that in Nepal total zoning is possible now. Secondly, we have led tourism development. We are the leaders of South Asia. We have gone to all 7 countries and they have said, you are our aspiration. Then for ecotourism, we 1961-62 itself we have started and become a leader in the world. But so what we have to do is, secondly, promotion. Nobody knows. Now we claim there is the biggest Bondi or something like that, but nobody recognizes that it is that New Zealand that exists, because that is what everybody knows, not in Nepal kind of things. Okay, so just 2 things, less than a minute I will take. So the promotion has to be done now jointly. Destination by government, forget about it. Product by private sector, let us forget about it. Let's join hands, put the resources together, promote it. And third, which is very important, develop the conducive policies. Only probably then tourism can be developed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, may I request to Dr. Michael Apollo for 5 minutes, and the topic is prospects of sustainable tourism development in Nepal.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, actually. I'm very glad that I have an opportunity to speak in front of so many important people, much more important than me, and much more smart in many kinds. But I just want to connect a little bit what Professor said in a second, and a little bit with what Professor Eugenia already said during her keynote speech. So, what is actually sustainability? Because we usually talk about it. We always were forced by journal editors. I'm also editing 2 journals, and I do the same. Actually, that you have to add something about sustainable tourism at the end. And most of the authors are adding, just a little bit, just 1-2 sentences. And the main problem is that we don't think through that. What is actually? So I just want to read you what is the sustainability by Oxford Dictionary. So this is the able to maintain a certain rate. And since Barton report, also known as Our Common Future, which was published in 1987 by Oxford University Press, we know that actually for sustainable development, we have to focus that our plan will stand on 3 pillars, which is economy, ecology, so environment, and sociality, so ours. And we have to connect all those things. So this model, which is it looks like very simple, but it's already complicated. And we adding to this complicated system, which we want to keep in balance, another stimulus, which is multi-million-dollar industry, which is tourism. And if we don't develop proper management plan, I just want to show you a very simple model, what we published recently with my colleague Jana Wengel in Journal of Sustainable Tourism, which shows actually what Professor said, that we are looking for business, for example, and this is just one piece of this complicated relation. We have to keep it in balance. We have to look about tourism altitudes, about what kind of tourists actually are coming to our place. We have to look what kind of environment we have. There is so much levels that we have to look, and then think about management plan. Otherwise, there's like no point, because it will not work. And I will just I have one more thing actually. I have time. I just want to read you one sentence which I finished one paper which I published 1 month ago in Journal of Future Tourism, which is one of the leader journal on the world, and I just mentioned at the end. So the imbalance of, well, just one. I'm doing the research about mountain environment, mainly Himalayas, but other mountains as well. And imbalance of nature-man spirit, Kumbu ecosystem, was written about 30 years ago by a very good friend of mine and mentor, Professor Ramesh Kumar. 30 years ago, already solution, what we should look, 30 years ago. We haven't learned anything from his work, from your work, from my work, because we are not looking for this complicated system. We have to balance all interest. Otherwise, if we just miss one stakeholders from this model, this will not be sustainable because someone will be angry, someone will be mad. We cannot just remove one particular group of people or business or environment or whatever, you know. So I will finish here and we'll continue later. Thank you very much.
Okay, may I request to Dr. Krishna Chandra Devkota? Please, I hope you will take 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Ramesh sir. Allow me to speak in Nepali rather than English. I feel more comfortable. अब मैले चाहिँ गण्डकी प्रदेश फोकस कुरा चाहिँ गर्न चाहे। म गण्डकी प्रदेश नीति तथा योजना आयोगमा बसेर गण्डकी प्रदेश सरकारको नीति तथा योजना बनाउँदै गर्दा सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्म मा चाहिँ हामी के गर्दै छौं भन्ने कुराको बारेमा शेयर गर्न चाहे। मलाई लाग्छ त्यो इन्फर्मेसन निकै महत्त्वपूर्ण हुन्छ भन्ने। हामीले चाहिँ गण्डकी प्रदेशलाई यो पर्यटन राजधानी हामीले घोषणा गर्दै गर्दा त्यो अध्ययन कार्यदलको संयोजक म आफै थिएँ र त्यसमा चाहिँ गण्डकी प्रदेशको पर्यटन मन्त्रालयका पर्यटन सचिव, यहाँ पोखरामा चाहिँ क्रियाशील एकाडेमिक्सहरू जुन पर्यटन क्षेत्रमै कलम चलाइराख्ने अनि प्राइभेट सेक्टरको प्रतिनिधि, पोखरा महानगरपालिकाका प्रतिनिधि, त्यहाँको योजना आयोगको उपाध्यक्ष हुनुहुन्थ्यो। हामीले बसेर त्यो डकुमेन्ट बनाउँदै गर्दा लिएका केही मेजर आधारहरू थिए। त्यसको एउटै चाहिँ हामीले गर्न चाहेको कुरा के थियो भने अल्टिमेटली सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको विकास चाहिँ गण्डकीमा कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ र टुरिज्मको सस्टेनेबिलिटी भयो भने चाहिँ पर्यटन राजधानी चाहिँ घोषणा गर्न सकिन्छ र त्यो सस्टेनेबिलिटीको लागि चाहिँ हामीले के गर्ने भनेर मेजर चाहिँ 3टा चाहिँ क्याटेगोरीमा चाहिँ मेजर रेकमेन्डेसन गरेका थियौँ। त्यो रेकमेन्डेसन गर्ने सिलसिलामा पुग्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले गण्डकी प्रदेशमा के छ त, पहिला हामी टुरिज्म भन्छौँ, पोखरा भन्छौँ, अनि 7 तालको सहर भन्छौँ, अन्नपूर्ण रिजन र चाहिँ धवलागिरी रिजन, अनि चाहिँ मनास टुरिज्म भन्छौँ, अनि साहसिक पर्यटन भन्छौँ हैन। त्रिवेणीमा गयो भनेदेखि चाहिँ हाम्रो कालीगण्डकी रिभर बेसिनभरि चाहिँ हाम्रो सांस्कृतिक चाहिँ धरोहरहरू भएको ठाउँ धेरै छ। त्यो बाहेकहरू विन्ध्यवासिनीदेखि लिएर गोर्खा मनकामनादेखि लिएर हामीले चाहिँ मनाङ मुस्ताङमा रहेका चाहिँ हाम्रो तिलिचो ताल, दामोदर कुण्ड जस्तो तालहरू देखाउँछौँ। ती सबै इन्फर्मेसनहरू भए हैन। ती इन्फर्मेसनहरूको बावजुद अब हामीलाई टुरिज्ममा त ती चिज त हाम्रा 100 वर्षदेखि पनि थिए। हामीसँग बाटो नहुँदा नि थिए, बाटो हुँदा पनि थिए। हामीसँग हवाई सेवाको विस्तार अहिले जति नहुँदा पनि थिए हैन, र ती फेरि अनन्त रहि पनि राख्छन्। तर ती भएका चिजहरूलाई हामीले चाहिँ मान्छे पुग्न सक्ने, टुरिस्टिक पोइन्ट अफ भ्यूबाट मान्छे पुग्न सक्ने, पुग्दै गर्दा अलि 1-2 दिन बढी बस्ने र चाहिँ ट्रेकिङ रुट्सहरूलाई चाहिँ अलिकति अहिले चाहिँ हामीले जसरी बाजार डेभलपमेन्ट गरिरहेका छौँ, त्यो डेभलपमेन्टले गर्दा चाहिँ हाम्रो ट्रेकिङ गर्ने पर्यटकहरूको सङ्ख्या चाहिँ उल्लेख्य रूपमा घटेको। अहिले हाम्रो लामो समय पर्यटन व्यवसाय गर्नुभएको सरले पनि भन्नु होला, भइसकेपछि त्यसलाई चाहिँ वैकल्पिक पदमार्गहरूको विकास गर्ने, यी सबै चिजहरू चाहिँ सधैँ भनिँदै आएको चिज थियो। तर गर्न चाहिँ हामीले सिस्टमेटिकली गर्न सकिरहेको अवस्था थिएन। अब यी चिजहरूको भइसकेपछि हामीले पर्यटन राजधानी घोषणा गर्ने र त्यसपछि चाहिँ सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्म हाम्रो अल्टिमेट गोल हो भने हामी अब कसरी अगाडि बढ्ने भन्ने छलफल गर्दाखेरि हामीले 3टा सर्ट टर्म, मिड टर्म र लङ टर्ममा गर्ने एक्टिभिटीहरू हाम्रो त्यो अध्ययन कार्यदलको रिपोर्टमा हामीले लेखेका छौँ र त्यही अनुसार चाहिँ गण्डकी प्रदेश सरकारले आफ्नो दोस्रो पञ्चवर्षीय योजनामा पनि यो कुरा उल्लेख गरेका छ र हामी सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको लागि चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने सर्ट टर्ममा गर्ने, मिड टर्ममा गर्ने र लङ टर्ममा गर्ने आधारहरू स्पष्ट रूपमा लेखेर अगाडि बढाएका छौँ र त्यसको लागि लेख्न त लेख्यो, सधैँ भन्ने गरेको आज यहाँ प्राज्ञिक जमात भएको भएर मैले यति भने हामीहरू जस्तो प्राज्ञिक मान्छेहरू चाहिँ पोलिटिकल अपोइन्टमेन्ट लिएर आइसकेपछि भन्ने गरिएको चिज के छ भने यो चाहिँ प्राज्ञिक डकुमेन्ट मात्रै भयो, लोकसभा लड्न चाहिने डकुमेन्ट, युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्ने पढाउने अथवा इन्फर्मेसन दिने डकुमेन्ट मात्रै भयो भन्ने अहिले पनि राष्ट्रिय योजना आयोगलाई पनि त्यही नै भन्ने गर्थिन्। धेरै प्रदेश योजना आयोगहरू त यो दोस्रो कार्यकालमा जाँदैछन्, यसलाई पनि त्यही नै भन्ने। हामीले चाहिँ त्यसो गर्न हुँदैन। हामी सक्ने चिज योजनामा पनि लेखौँ र त्यो योजनामा लेखेको कुरो कार्यान्वयन गर्न सरकारलाई चाहिँ योजना आयोगले चाहिँ सर्टेन ठाउँमा डिक्टेट पनि गर्न सक्छ, त्यो हिसाबले पनि जानुपर्छ भनिसकेपछि हामीले दोस्रो योजनामा राख्यौँ र दोस्रो योजनाको पहिलो बजेट अहिले कार्यान्वयन भइरहेको छ। त्यसमा चाहिँ हामीले पहिला सुरुमा के गर्दा नीतिगत सुधार गर्नु पर्यो। हामीले गर्ने त भन्यौँ, नीतिगत सुधार नहुने हो भने त स्टार्ट गर्न अरू व्यवसायलाई पनि गाह्रो होला भनेर हामीले अहिले गण्डकी प्रदेशको पर्यटन नीति बनाउँदैछौँ। अहिले प्रोफेसर डाक्टर पुष्कर बजाचार्यले भन्नुभयो 1972मा चाहिँ हामीले पहिलो पटक चाहिँ पर्यटन नीति लिएर आएको थियौँ। त्यसपछि 2005मा 2062मा रिभाइज भयो र अहिले सङ्घ सरकारले पनि त्यो रिभिजन गर्दैछ। अब उसले पनि रिभिजन गर्दै गरेको हुनाले हामीले फेरि सङ्घ प्रदेश स्थानीय तहको आफ्नै तहगत सम्बन्ध छ। हामीले सङ्घले बनाएको चिजभन्दा फरक बन्यो भने त्यो आफै नलिफाइड भएर जान्छ भनेपछि सङ्घले चाहिँ सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको लागि चाहिँ जे व्यवस्था गरिरहेको छ हामीले हाम्रो प्रदेशको मौलिकताको आधारमा हाम्रो प्रदेशको निड्स, हाम्रो प्रदेशको सम्भावना र हाम्रो प्रदेशको चाहिँ टुरिज्मको सस्टेनेबल एउटा चाहिँ एक्सपान्सन गर्ने भन्ने हिसाबले चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो दोस्रो पञ्चवर्षीय योजनाको आलोकमा र सङ्घ सरकारले बनाउने रिभाइज गरेको, तेस्रो पटक रिभाइज गर्दै गरेको पर्यटन नीतिको आलोकमा चाहिँ हामीले गण्डकी प्रदेशको पर्यटन नीति ड्राफ्ट गर्दैछौँ। त्यो पनि हामी यहाँका स्टेक होल्डरहरूसँग छलफल गर्दैछौँ अर्को महिनादेखि र हामी त्यसलाई चाहिँ लङ टर्म सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्म विकास हामीले भन्ने गरेको यहाँ गण्डकी प्रदेशमा कल्चरल टुरिज्म होला होइन, अर्को चाहिँ तपाईँको प्राकृतिक सांस्कृतिक अनि त्यसपछि साहसिक टुरिज्म हामी जे भन्छौँ ती 3टै खम्बाहरूलाई पिलरहरूलाई चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ एड्रेस गर्ने किसिमको पर्यटन नीति बनाउने र त्यही नीति अनुसार हामीले चाहिँ पर्यटकीय राजधानी घोषणाको सन्दर्भलाई अझ अधिकतम रूपमा चाहिँ यसलाई चाहिँ एक्सपान्सन गर्ने हिसाबले हामीले चाहिँ दिगो पर्यटनको लागि काम गर्ने रणनीतिहरू तय गरेका छौँ। धन्यवाद।
Okay, may I request to Ganesh Bhandari sir, please take 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to attend this program as a panelist, and as a doctor speaking Nepali, I love to also speak in Nepali. So, यो नेपालको यो सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको कुरा गरिराख्दाखेरि पहिला 1950s देखिको अझ त्योभन्दा अगाडि हाम्रो जापानिज बिचु पनि नेपालको ट्राभल गर्नलाई अब टिबेट सुरु भएर कावागुची आउनुभयो। त्यसपछि 1950s मा हिपिज टुरिज्म मात्र नभइकन यो 60s मा हिपिज भयो। डाक्टर साहबले भनिसक्नुभयो 50s मा
just second. Japanese monk, he was Kawaguchi, who traveled this country during the time of Chandra Shamsher, Prime Minister Chandra Shamsher JBR. Just for information.
Ikai Kawaguchi, yes.
Who have expelled all the Buddhist monks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But because I just like to, he was the first, according to our books. त्यसपछि 1950s देखि 60s को दशकमा जुन सुरु भयो अहिले डाक्टर साहबले भनिसक्नुभयो एक्चुअली अहिलेको फिस्टल लज भनेको मेरो ग्रान्डफादरको फार्मिङ ल्यान्ड हो इट्स स्टार्टेड फ्रम देयर सो बिस्तारै पोखराको डेभलपमा रोड आउनुभन्दा पहिला जहाज आयो सम्भवतः 2014 सालतिर हो त्यसपछि 16 सालबाट बिल्डअप भएको रोडहरू 24 सालतिर बल्ल चाहिँ हाम्रो पृथ्वी राजमार्ग सुरु भयो त्यसपछि 28-29 सालबाट गएर लेट किङ वीरेन्द्रबाट सिद्धार्थ राजमार्गको सुरुवात भएपछि पोखराको जनसङ्ख्याको वृद्धि दर 2007 सालतिरको 5000 पपुलेसनको जनसङ्ख्याको ग्रोथ रेट बढ्दै गएर अहिले हामी 7 लाखभन्दा अप प्लस छौँ यो सबैको चाहिँ मुटु भनेको के हो त यो रोड एक्सेस हो त्यसपछि 52 सालमा बागलुङ हाइवे बन्यो र एयर एक्सेसहरू बढ्दै गए यसले गर्दा पनि टुरिज्मलाई केही बढ्दै गएर हाम्रो कल्चर इन्भाइरोमेन्ट नेपालको नेचर हेर्न प्रशस्त टुरिज्महरू आउँथे र हाम्रो हस्पिटालिटी अतिथि देवो भव भन्ने भावनाबाट उत्पन्न भएर एकपटक आएका पर्यटकहरू एज अ ट्राभल टुरिस्टको रूपमा आउँथे र धेरै त्यति बेला आउने पर्यटकहरू भनेको यो टुरिस्ट र ट्राभलर्समा बिग डिफरेन्स छ भन्छु मैले दे आर नट अ टुरिस्ट दे आर द ट्राभलर्स with lot of full of experience, with the knowledge, with lots of things. It doesn't matter what dress they wear. तर त्यो चिजबाट हाम्रो टुरिज्म सुरु भएको चिज र नेपाल असाध्यै भित्रबाट नेपालको विकास नभएको त्यति बेला बत्ती थिएन त्यति बेला पानी राम्रोसँग थिएन बाटो थिएन त्यो बेलामा आएका पर्यटकहरू पटक पटक आउँछन् तर उहाँहरू यो विगत 50 वर्षसम्म आइपुग्दाखेरि हाम्रो टुरिज्मलाई बन्नुपर्ने इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चरहरू नबनेको कारणबाट दुखी पनि छन् तर फेरि केही गभर्मेन्टको कन्ट्रोल नभएका कारणले गर्दा हाबिजाई रूपमा चाहिँ अहिले इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चरहरू बिल्डअप भएको छ इको फ्रेन्डली छैन नेचर फ्रेन्डली छैन र हाम्रो माउन्टेन रुरल एरियामा पनि इन्टरनेसनल इको फ्रेन्डली हिसाबले भन्ने हो भने 70 to 80% लोकल सामानहरूको प्रयोग गरेर होटलहरू रेस्टुरेन्टहरू अन्य व्यवसाय गर्नुपर्नेमा हामीले 90% सामान बाहिरबाट इम्पोर्ट गरेर अहिले बिल्डिङहरू बनाइरहेका छौँ विच इज टोटल्ली ब्याड अहिले हामी कहाँ बिस्तारै जब होल्डिङको कुरा गरौँ भने बिस्तारै काठको मिस्त्रीहरू खर्चाउने मान्छेहरू पनि अब नपाउने भइसक्यो किनकि त्यसको हामीले प्रयोग गर्न छाड्यौँ त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि लोकल इकोनोमीमा लोकल चिजहरूको प्रयोग गर्दाखेरि लोकल मान्छेहरूले लोकल मार्केटमा जब पनि पाउने आफूसँग भएको सामान बेच्न पनि पाउने भएको कारणले यो हुन नसकेको कारणले गर्दा म भर्खरै 18 वर्षको उमेरमा कर्णाली गएको थिएँ कर्णाली पनि त्यस्तै छ हाम्रो यो विभिन्न ट्रेकिङ रुटहरूमा म जाँदाखेरिको मान्छेहरू उहाँका छोराछोरीहरू अहिले मैले भेट्दिनँ त्यसैले माउन्टेन वेमा लाइभलीहुड
1 मिनट
ओके सर लाइभलीहुड गराउन सकिएन भने युथहरूलाई टुरिज्ममा सस्टेन गरेर राखिराख्न सकिएन भने हामीले सस्टेनेबल र इकोनोमिक डेभलपको कुरा मात्र गरेर हुँदैन किन वर्षको अहिले 7-8 लाख मानिसहरू 1 लाखको दरले बाहिर गइरहेको छन् गभर्मेन्टले एससी दिएर निस्केकोहरू ब्याचलर सिद्धाएकोहरू मास्टर्स डिग्री सिद्धाएकोहरूलाई नेपालभित्रै जब चाहे टुरिज्म इन्डस्ट्रीमा हो चाहे अन्य इन्डस्ट्रीहरूमा राख्नतिर नलागेको र कृषिलाई पनि ध्यान दिएर कृषिको प्रडक्टलाई बाई प्रडक्ट गरेर हामीले बेच्न नसकेको हुनाले हाम्रो इकोनोमीमा पनि यसले खासै असर पार्न सकिरहेको छैन जति पैसा पर्यटकहरूबाट आयो उति सबै बाहिर जाने गरेको छ त्यसैले गर्दा हामीले सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको लागि सिटिज एरियामा लाइक पोखरा काठमाडौँलाई डिस्ट्रोय गरिसक्यौँ काठमाडौँको कल्चरहरू हेरिटेज साइटहरूलाई भने पोखरा पनि एज अ ब्युटिफुल सिटी अफ लाइक पोखरा यसलाई पनि हामी चाहिँ डिस्ट्रोय गरिरहेको छौँ किनकि गभर्मेन्ट कन्ट्रोल भएन 46 सालसम्म र 46बाट लगभग 50-52 सालसम्म कन्ट्रोल थियो 62-63 पछिको चाहिँ को मुभमेन्टमा आएपछि फेरि के भने सबैले माई प्रपर्टी माई राइट्स भन्ने हिसाबले गभर्मेन्ट रुल्स रेगुलेसनलाई फलो नगरिकन गभर्मेन्टले पनि मोनिटर गर्न नसकेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि अब मैले ठाडो भाषामा भन्दाखेरि विक गभर्मेन्ट भएको हुनाले विक लिडर्स भएको हुनाले हामी केमा भने डाउनग्रेडिङमा गएका छौँ। यसलाई अप गर्नलाई के अरे कसैले कसैलाई दोष लगाएर मात्र होइन कि सर ए हुनुहुन्छ, आएको बजेट पनि हामीले समयमा खर्च गर्न सकेका छौँ। काठमाडौँ पोखरा हाइवे ग्लोबल टेन्डर छ, इन्टरनेसनल लोन छ, तर पनि हामीले टाइममा सिद्धाउन नसकेर हामी यहाँदेखि काठमाडौँसम्म पटक पटक प्रधान मिनिस्टर र सर्टेन लाइन एजेन्सीको चाहिँ मन्त्रीज्यूहरूसँग डेलिगेसन जानु परेको स्थिति छ। त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि म फाइनली के भन्छ भने सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको लागि अहिले हामीलाई प्रब्लम के भइरहेको छ भने युथ स्किल भएको मान्छेहरू, स्किल वर्कर्सहरूको प्रब्लम भएको छ। त्यसैले स्किल वर्कर भएको मानिसहरूलाई हामीले अझै हाई स्कुलदेखि हो कि कलेजदेखि हो कि 6 मन्थ 1 इयर 2 इयरको कोर्सहरू गर्न जरुरी छ। त्यसले मात्र हाम्रो नेसनल इकोनोमीदेखि लिएर डेभलपमेन्टमा सपोर्ट गर्न सक्छ भन्ने मलाई लाग्छ। र अर्को कुरा कानुनी रूपमा हामीले कर्मचारी युनियन हुनसक्छ तर पार्टीको दलगत हुन सक्यो भयो भने यो बिग्रेर गएको छ। त्यस्तै गरेर हाम्रो कर्मचारी मजदुर युनियन हुनसक्छ तर विभिन्न राजनीतिक पार्टीको युनियनले गर्दाखेरि विदेशी इन्भेस्टरहरू यहाँ चाहिँ टुरिज्ममा चाहिँ इन्भेस्ट गर्न नआइरहेको परिस्थिति छ। यसको लागि पनि हामी चाहिँ
थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच। May I request Professor Bajracharya for another 5 minutes?
Okay, thank you. Let me add 2 things now. I will come back to sustainability now. First, I will start again from the suggestion itself. Nepal have a lot of potential to develop. It's very rich. I'm not going to talk about what does that rich means, but very rich resources with other countries. But there is a lot of innovation in this respect in this country. That is what has to be broken. For example, Malaysia does some promotion of Nepal they promote their own tourism, mainly for space tourism, for adventure Nepal. Then why Nepal can't join with many of these countries for wellness, as I said, with Thailand or with India or Sri Lanka, all these things, Myanmar, these things are going to be very possible. Because from the time of Vedas itself, and religious tourism also, because now Dr. Devkata of course named it, but let me give you one information. In India, of course, 3 Vishnu sites are very popular. Badrinath, Padmanabheswar, probably the richest temple in the world, and Tirupati, which is third richest temple. But the head of Vishnu is Damodar Kunda, and the Pau is Muktinath. So probably the most precious and pious shrines are here, which we have not been able to sell. Similarly, there are many other things. So joining hand with other, Buddhism, of course, we all know what are these 4 places, birthplace, Lumini, plus 3 others. That is, let's join hand with others. Now, tourism is one of the human activities that has started, probably one of the earliest, because even when for 80,000 years around, people were hunter-gatherers, and even at that time when, as the animals, they moved from one place to another for the survival, because there were limited supplies. So tourism had started there in itself, long before agriculture came to this earth. But it has to be sustainable. If we do not care for life, Stephen Hawking has estimated that human life will, the planet Earth itself may just by very soon, 2600. That was his calculations. We may take it to another 400 years. The thing that has been there for 3 to 4 billion years, why it can't be for another billions of years? That is where the sustainability has to be there. And even for promoting the tourism now, sustainable practices needs to be promoted, like the forest parting or whatever, to create these kind of ambience and surroundings. Obviously, we have to think about it. Therefore, we have the potential, but let us, the private sector and the government, join it, including other countries which want to promote it, and that way the real positioning. Otherwise, we will always say we are rich, but look at only one example now. Cambodia started tourism only in 1993. Today, 5 million visitors go there. And we are still talking about the same 1 million starting from the early Kawaguchi. 98. Kawaguchi is 1917, Vikram Sampatira. more than 100 years. And so there is no option. Sustainability, it is not for tourism alone. For every single human activity, industrial activity, development activity, service activity, that is the must, or we are cutting down our world lives. Therefore, even the tourism, therefore, if we think from that perspective, the world even can come together. The real globalization coming in the spirits and minds, forget about the borders, will be there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, may I request? Michael.
Okay, so we have especially in the countries like Nepal, we have from one side we have a problem with roads, for example. You all are familiar with the road, main road actually in the country, from Pokhara to Kathmandu or reverse, and there is a huge problem. People want it, and there is a huge problem to finish, to develop properly. But on the other side, Nepali government is building the roads where actually people don't want them. I just recently published a research about the road development in Everest area, and some research which probably will be published very soon from Annapurna area. You probably visited Annapurna area, mainly most of you visited, and actually the cultural circle, Annapurna circle, is not existing anymore. Go to Annapurna sanctuary and try to find culture over there. There's nothing like that, nothing. It's like a pure mass tourism. Better go from Deulari to Chonrung. You will find home, family-based hotels empty. Last year I visited this place, and half of the village are already done, empty. People are sell or live this place because there is nothing to do, because they build the road. So what I mentioned previously, we have to think about the consequences. And we have to ask local people what they want. I investigate them in many places, in Nepal, in Indian Himalaya, in Bhutanese Himalaya, and all the issue they mention is that no one asks us about what we think. And this is actually the huge problem. And I just want to connect this a little bit with AI, because I like it what Professor Eugenia Winkens raised, that this will be a huge problem. And Nepal is not somewhere, under the glass sculpture, You actually, because you were living cut for globalization for many years, you actually want this technology. And most of the people, even in the hidden villages in the Himalaya, they have phones. Sometimes there is no range, but they know where to walk to find the signal GPS. So they want to. So this you have to be very careful, and you have to teach your students how to prevent, because the cultural erosion will be actually destruction for this country, because people like us, Western tourists, we mainly want culture. We have mountains everywhere. We come here because of the culture, because of what also Professor Anne Ashton mentioned about the authenticity. This is what you have. Don't lose it. Authenticity, and you can feel it everywhere, from shopping Kathmandu to some remote village in Himalaya. So this is really important. And just one more thing I want to just say. Bill Gates recently published, there was some interview that he mentioned that probably AI will replace teachers and doctors within 10 years. 10 years. Jeffrey Hinton, the father of AI and the Nobel laureate, say that within few decades and maybe earlier, we will be done. We will be much stupider than AI. So we have to be very, very careful. And for me, for example, AI in tourism, it will be like mass tourism. You want to go to a place where is mass tourists? No one wants, actually. Because what for? You will be another customer, another dollars, another money. And this is actually what I observed in Annapurna Sanctuary, which was, heart painful, really. That this is like a business, nothing. There is no place for human being. And this was the biggest disappointment to my life, because I always read before I visited this Annapurna Sanctuary. I have been in Annapurna Circuit many times, but Annapurna Sanctuary I visited for the first time last year. And I just noticed that this is, how you can even say that this is cultural trail? No, it's not. It's just a business. They don't look, because there is no family-run hostels over there. There's just places where you go, sleep, and let's be honest, we were traveled by two, and we try to, because it's always a problem, because it's more people than places, so we want to make a reservation, and all the people ask us, how many are you? 2? No. If you will be 20, that's fine. 2, no. We'll not make a reservation for 2. So this is another problem, that you don't want to rid off individual tourism. Even people mentioned to us in Annapurna Sanctuary that there is less and less American people. Why? Because of that. They look authenticity, so they move to the different place. In Nepal, still you have a lot of them, but why to lose one after another? Okay, so thank you.
Good. Okay, Rakshan. As usual.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. अहिले पुष्कर सरले भनेकोबाट स्टार्ट गर्न चाहेँ। अहिले मैले भन्दै थिएँ नि हामीसँग यो चिजहरू छ भनेर, उहाँले दामोदर कुण्ड चाहिँ पाऊ, के अरे शिर र मुक्तिनाथ पाऊ, होइन? त्यस्तै ठाउँहरू हामी कहाँ चाहिँ धेरै छ। हाम्रो प्रोफेसरले भन्नुभयो उहाँले, होइन, हामी कहाँ चाहिँ कल्चरल टुरिज्म चाहिँ एकदम त्यसैको लागि चाहिँ फरेनरहरू आउँछन्, हेर्छन्, तर त्यो चिज चाहिँ धेरै चाहिँ कमजोर भइसकेको छ अहिले, त्यस्तो अवस्थै छैन। इभन उहाँले के भन्नु, हाम्रो कल्चरल ट्रेल जे भन्नुभयो भनिन्छ भनौँ न अन्नपूर्ण रिजनमा, त्यो त कल्चरल ट्रेल त्यो त पुरै बिजनेस चाहिँ ट्रेलको रूपमा मात्रै भएको जस्तो छ भन्नुभयो। यो कुरा चाहिँ म पनि सहमत छु कि यस्तो कुराहरू हामीले के गर्यो भने तत्कालै यो टुरिज्म सस्टेनेबिलिटीलाई चाहिँ यो कुरो एकदमै यो म्यासेज ग्लोबल मार्केटमा जाँदा चाहिँ हामीलाई यसले चाहिँ केही पनि फाइदा गर्दैन हेर्नुहोस्, होइन? त्यस कारणले पर्यटन व्यवसायमा चाहिँ लाग्नुभएका अथवा पर्यटन क्षेत्रमा काम गर्ने भनौँ न चाहिँ सबै व्यक्तिहरूले पनि बुझ्नुपर्ने कुरा के छ भने हाउ दि टुरिस्ट पर्सिभ द्याट एरिया, होइन? उसले त्यो एरिया रिजनलाई कसरी पर्सिभ गरिरहेको छ त, उनीहरू के सुनेर आएका थिए, के देख्दै थिए, उनीहरूका बा पुस्ताले के देखेका थिए र अहिले के देख्दैछन् र अब आउने पुस्ताले के देख्छ हेर्न आएको त हाम्रो माउन्टेन चाहिँ कल्चर होला, अनि माउन्टेनको चाहिँ अर्को चाहिँ त्यो युनिकनेस होला, होइन? अनि त्यस्तै चाहिँ हामी कहाँ चाहिँ लोकल कल्चरका चाहिँ जे इन्फर्मेसनहरू छन् ती चिजहरू हेर्न आएका होला, ती कुराहरू चाहिँ हामी कहाँ लोप हुँदै गएको अवस्था छ। अब ती चिज चाहिँ कतै कतै मलाई पनि के लाग्छ भने हामी चाहिँ यसले जसरी होमस्टेहरूको विस्तार गरेको छ, एक दुईवटा म इक्जाम्पल दिन्छु। होमस्टेहरूको विस्तार गर्दै गर्दा गण्डकी सरकारको पनि प्राथमिकता थियो अघिल्लो 5 वर्ष निकै होमस्टे भन्यो, होमस्टेमा हामीले अनुदान दियौँ, तर यहाँहरूले चाहिँ त कतिजना पाउनु भएको छैन, यहीँ पोखरामा बसेर हेरिराख्नु भएको सरहरूले त देख्नुभयो होला। होमस्टेमा तपाईँ जाने भनेको 5-7, 10 जनाको ग्रुप लिएर जाने, उहाँले भने जस्तै मास, अनि आफ्नो अनुकूलको बजारबाट चाहिँ चिकन किनेर लिएर जाने, अनि अरू किनेर जाने, उनीहरूसँगै जाने, उनीहरू 1 घन्टा पहिला पुग्ने, उनीहरूसँगै फर्कने अथवा 1 घन्टा पछि फर्कने र टुरिज्मको बिजनेस गर्ने। यसरी टुरिज्मको सस्टेनेबिलिटी हुँदैन। त्यहाँ के हेर्न गएको हुन्छ त पर्यटक? त्यहाँ जाने अनि लोकल चिजहरू चाहिँ उत्पादन गरेछ भने त्यो लोकल चिजहरूको चाहिँ एक्सपिरियन्स लिने, त्यहाँको चाहिँ कल्चरल चाहिँ जुन हाम्रो चाहिँ कल्चर छ त्योसँग साक्षात्कार गर्ने र त्यसपछि फर्कने। टुरिस्टको त इच्छा त्यही हुन्छ, मै गए पनि त्यही हुन्छ। तर हामीले त्यो केही देखेको छ, सबै कुराहरू चाहिँ आर्टिफिसियालिटी बढी छ। त्यसले लङ टर्म अथवा सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्ममा चाहिँ को लागि चाहिँ हित गरिरहेको छैन। यसले तत्काललाई फाइदा भयो होला बिजनेसलाई, तर यसले चाहिँ हाम्रो टुरिज्म कल्चरल टुरिज्ममा यसले चाहिँ कुनै चाहिँ पोजिटिभ चाहिँ नोट एड गरेको छ भन्ने मलाई लाग्दैन। त्यस कारणले हामीले पर्यटन क्षेत्रको चाहिँ सस्टेनेबिलिटीको लागि र सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्मको लागि अझ त म त रिक्रिएसन भन्छु होइन, कति ठाउँमा त हामीले रिक्रिएसन गर्नुपर्ने स्टेजमा पुगिसकेको छ। त्यसका लागि रिक्रिएसन भयो भने सस्टेनेबिलिटी अटोमेटिक हुन्छ जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ। त्यसका लागि चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो जुन टुरिज्म बिजनेस छ, टुरिज्म बिजनेसलाई पनि अलिकति मौलिकतामा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ ध्यान दिन सक्यौँ भने यो चाहिँ सस्टेनेबिलिटी कुरा हुन्छ। अरू त्यो बाहेक म जस्तो 2-3 एक्जाम्पल चाहिँ प्रदेशमा हामीले माउन्टेनलाई मात्रै देखाउने। हेर्नुहोस् न, ट्रेकिङ गर्ने ठाउँहरू, सो म गोर्खाको मान्छे हुँ, तर म गोर्खाको चुमनुमरी धार चाहिँ कहिल्यै पुगेको छैन, किनकि म पालुङटारको मान्छे, सुगौँ ठाउँको मान्छे भनौँ न होइन। तपाईँ हाम्रो माथि चाहिँ मनासलो रिजन छेर्ने गेट भने त गोर्खा बजारबाट चाहिँ आरुघाट हुँदै माथि छार्ने गेट हो नि। त्यहाँबाट तपाईँ माथि जानु भने चुमनुमरी पुग्नु भयो। तर म जियोलोजीको विद्यार्थी भएर जियोग्राफी मैले पढ्ने भएँ, अटोमेटिक जियोग्राफी चाहिँ मलाई थाहा छ। तपाईँ चाहिँ माथिल्लो बेटमा गइसकेपछि तपाईँ चुम भ्यालीतिर जाने र नुम्रीतिर जाने भने नुम्री हुँदै तपाईँ लार्के पासबाट मनाङ ओर्लिन्छ, मनाङबाट चाहिँ धारापानी हुँदै चामे हुँदै तपाईँ चाहिँ तिलिचो जाने एउटा हो। आजकल त तिलिचोबाट यता आउने बाटो पनि लगभग सिचलिएको छ, नभए तपाईँले चाहिँ थोरङला पास गरेर मुस्ताङ आउनुहुन्छ, जहाँ चाहिँ मुक्तिनाथ आइन्छ, जहाँ चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ उसको पाउ छ भन्नुभयो सरले, त्यो इन्फर्मेसन त्यो ठाउँमा आइन्छ र त्यसपछि हामी मुस्ताङ हुँदै तल झर्छौँ। अझै जान चाहे त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ माथि गएर दामोदर गण्डा पुगेर हामी अप्पर मुस्ताङ ट्राभल गरेर फर्किन सक्छौँ, या उता हामी सेफोक्सुन्डो चाहिँ जान सक्छौँ। यस्ता खाले चिजहरूलाई हामीले अलिक कनेक्ट गर्ने, लङ बस्ने महिना दिनको टुरिस्टको लागि एउटा प्याकेज, त्यही किसिमको चाहिँ इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेभलपमेन्ट, अनि 15 दिन आउनेलाई एक किसिमको प्याकेज, 10 दिन आउनेलाई एक किसिमको प्याकेजहरू डेभलप गऱ्यौँ र हामीले हाम्रो कल्चर हेर्न आएको, हाम्रो चाहिँ के भन्छ प्राकृतिक चाहिँ छटा हेर्न आएको, अथवा हाम्रो चाहिँ यो साहसिक पर्यटनमा चाहिँ अभ्यस्त हुन आएको अथवा अनुभव लिन आएका व्यक्तिहरू सबैलाई इन्गेज गर्न सक्ने इन्भाइरोमेन्ट बन्छ र चाहिँ टुरिज्मको सस्टेनेबिलिटी हुन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ। अब मैले निष्कर्षमा के भन्न खोजेँ भने हामीसँग भएका जति पनि चाहिँ टुरिस्टिक डेस्टिनेसन्सहरू छन्, ती टुरिस्टिक डेस्टिनेसनहरूको चाहिँ भौतिक विकास भनेको बाटो मात्रै पुर्याउने हो जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्दैन। जहाँ बाटो नपुगिकन टुरिस्टको विकास गर्न सकिन्छ त्यहाँ त्यस्तै खाले टुरिस्ट जान्छन्। त्यो हामीले तत् विधासँग चाहिँ फ्रेन्डली हुने इन्भाइरोमेन्ट, हाम्रो मौलिकता पनि जोगाउने, हाम्रो संस्कृति पनि जोगाउने, हाम्रो चाहिँ एक किसिमको चाहिँ यो मौलिकपनहरू जात जाति धर्म जे छ त्यसको कल्चर आफ्नै जे चिजहरू छन् र हाम्रो प्राकृतिक चाहिँ दृश्यहरूलाई त्योसँग चाहिँ हाम्रो प्रकृतिलाई त्योसँग साक्षात्कार गर्ने र अलिकति चाहिँ हामीले त्यही अनुसारको मौलिकता झल्कने खालको चिजहरूको चाहिँ विकास गर्न सक्यौँ भने गण्डकीमा चाहिँ टुरिस्टको चाहिँ टुरिज्मको चाहिँ सस्टेनेबिलिटी चाहिँ अत्याधिक छ। वान मोर इन्फर्मेसन मैले के दिन चाहेँ भने अहिलेको रिसेन्ट इकोनोमिक सर्वेले पनि के देखाएको छ भने गण्डकीका पहाडहरू गरिब छैनन्, धनी हुँदै गएका छन्। त्यो भनेको फेरि हाम्रो अरू ठाउँभन्दा हामी कहाँ अझै पनि के छ भने मान्छेहरू कास्कीको डाँडाकाँडामा जानुभयो, लमजुङ गोर्खाको चाहिँ गाउँमा जानुभयो, अझै पनि पहाडका बस्तीहरूमा त्यस्ता ठाउँहरू छन् जहाँ इकोनोमिक एक्टिभिटी टुरिज्मका कारणले, होमस्टेका कारणले, टुरिस्टहरू पदमार्ग हुँदै जान चाहेका कारणले त्यहाँ एक्टिभिटीहरू अहिले पनि जारी छ। र त्यो ठाउँमा चाहिँ अब छोरा पुस्ता बसाइ सर्यो, हजुरबा पुस्ता चाहिँ बुढो भए पनि बा पुस्ताहरू अझै बसेर चाहिँ आफ्नो व्यवसाय गरिरहेको छ। त्यसकारणले हाम्रो चाहिँ पहाडी माउन्टेन इकोनोमी चाहिँ रिलेटिभली चाहिँ अझै पनि स्ट्रङ छ र त्यसलाई कन्टिन्यू गर्ने भने हामीले यस्ता खाले चिजहरूलाई चाहिँ प्रवर्धन गर्नुपर्छ र चाहिँ हाम्रो टुरिज्मको चाहिँ सस्टेनेबिलिटी रहन्छ र इकोनोमिक एक्सपान्सन चाहिँ इकोनोमिक एक्टिभिटी बढ्ने भनेको इकोनोमिक एक्सपान्सन बढ्न जान्छ र हामीले चाहिँ हाम्रो प्रदेशलाई चाहिँ माइग्रेसनबाट कम गर्ने र चाहिँ सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्ममा काम अझ बढी गर्ने इन्भाइरोमेन्ट बन्छ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Okay. Ganesh Bhandari sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I'm confusing myself what to talk, what to not to talk, you know. What happened is we need infrastructure, there was no doubt. But just sir, he have his own experience and training. Both of seniors are they already told. We build the roads which are not necessary, and which road our son and daughter never use. Maybe they will use as a farmer tractors over there. 60% of the road not usable now. But wherever the needs of the roads, we don't have it. That's why if we want to have a sustainable tourism, road access, trekking trails, aircraft service, air bus service is important. But look at our airlines. Look at our tourism indicators. It is upcoming or declining, our tourism in Nepal. Nepal Tourism Board and Nepal government is counting our nephew and brothers and sister-in-law. They migrate abroad, they come over Nepal, and they thought that the European tourists are coming. They are big because they have an American green card. They are a British card. They are in Australia. They are in Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore. I mean, government must not publicize the fake information to the people. Government cannot do these things. But this is the only one country where the Nepal Tourism Board is celebrating. We achieved the 1 million tourists. Who they are, where they from, which airlines they use. They come by road or by air access. Look at our conditions of our Royal Nepal Airlines, or let's say Nepal Airlines. It has been the flight operating major destination of the Europe. But look at now, the cataloging of the air service made the problems. Come to India, they charge you 800 euro to 1200 euro. But if you come to Nepal, it costs you 1600 to 2000 euro. Then how do we expect to have the quality tourists? Now we are looking for the Chinese and Indian mass tourism, and we are looking for European market quality tourism. This is a major things for the tourism in Nepal. That's why I think our foreign ministers, tourism minister, Nepal Tourism Board have to think, and finance minister have to think, and prime minister have to think very seriously about these matters of how we can develop the tourism in Nepal, make a concrete decisions and action plan, not only in the paper. Lot of professors and I think the bigger dignitaries already present the papers, but it doesn't come in the action. That's why I think most of the professors, intellectual people also getting tired of our leaders and bureaucracy. So that to develop the tourism, I think we need the air bus company service at first. After that, we can hold a lot of young entrepreneurs to teach them the better educations in tourism, hospitality, or skill. If you want to build a road, if you want to build anything, you need skilled people. Myself, I want to share with you, I also had skills. I had a, what you call, I'm a cottage industry. I have training about electricity 6 months over here. Then I went to Germany for another 3 years for course for the making the house insulation plan. So I mean, Now we didn't have a trained manpower. To develop the country, you did not need a party members. Now all the political party want to make their political members counting the numbers. How many people they have with skills, how many people they have with education, knowledge about farming, trekking, anything, any knowledge. This is our major problem to develop in our country sustainable tourism. So if we want to develop the sustainable tourism, we have a certain goal for WTO given. I don't want to tell you all these things. It is everybody having their mobile. I want to have something in the action. All the data, everything, The population growth in Pokhara, I already told you, mentioned, my grandfather time is 5,000 that people live in this town. But now we have more than half a million, 700,000 people, maybe out employee come, some people come in the business. I think already we have 1 million, more than 1 million people live in Pokhara. So sustainable tourism, I think the government have an action plan. I'm very, very worried about it, that all this infrastructure build, which is not necessary for Nepal and Nepalese. We all import the foreign goods and invest their money. Our foreign currency exchange, we serve them all the food what we import from abroad. We don't sell out, as a doctor already mentioned, that even you go in trekking, you have all the canned foods and things like that. We didn't have the organic foods. We didn't have indigenous food. We never promote our indigenous food. If you go any 5-star hotel, which hotel gonna serve you the indigenous food? Can you tell me? Did you have that? That's why I think if we want to develop sustainable tourism, our government and we entrepreneurs and our local governments and National Planning Department of Nepal also be very serious about this matter. They have to see last 100 years, last 50 years what they have been done. It's not personally them, their organization, what they did is very important things. That's why I think in sustainable tourism to develop, the government has to put very, very strong the action plan to develop and to stop all these country jungle buildings for Nepal. Even it's not only in Pokhara, I already mentioned Kathmandu and other major cities gonna be finished, destroyed. I didn't expect to have more tourists in Nepal because of the mass tourism and